Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Ronan Tenno, and here we are for another episode of The Long Dark. So, I'm picking up basically like right where I left off. I am going essentially straight back into it and going to be playing some more. Now, in my last playthrough, if you tuned in and watched, you saw that I had a really good string of luck where RNGesus was actually my definitive friend, and I found a whole bunch of really nice stuff. So now I'm going to see whether or not my luck will still hold. Now, that being said, I'm going to start the stream out by running off and taking care of a few things first that I desperately need to do, so let's get straight back into it. First and foremost, I actually kind of need to poke my head outside and take a look at the weather conditions. Oh, I'm kind of way overweight. Shoot. Okay. What is in... Yeah, okay, your clothing... And you're a book, which I'm going to light on fire. Now, you are empty. So I'm going to store some stuff. So I'm going to store a lot of stuff. Mostly because all of this is kind of heavy. Now, this is going to be my food locker. This is going to be my, like, kind of extra stuff locker, I think. What can I get rid of? I can put one of these away. Put that away. Put you away. Okay. Where's my... There's that first aid kit. I'm kind of sorting everything out by, like, usage. So that I know where everything is stored. Okay, that's a new dynamic.
Could end up being useful.
Okay, I need it. I don't exactly want to be walking around with the extra weight. I need the pry bar for this.
Might have to drop some gear.
Those I'll use. Don't remember what's in here, but screw it. Tool, no. Tools? Tools, here we go. Open. Okay. That That'll do. Nothing. It's newsprint. Nothing.
What have we here?
I'll leave that. What's that? Another sewing kit. Okay. Something else that you can do in here is you can basically craft a whole lot of very useful, very valuable things. You can craft a snare for catching rabbits, a hook and line for fishing. You can make various pieces of clothing. You can get an extra satchel, which adds to the amount of weight that you can comfortably carry, and you can make a bow and arrows. However, these all require resources. It's all stuff that you've got to go hunt for. So, and some of these things are just somewhat prohibitively expensive to try and create, at least in terms of like resource usage and time and effort. Oh, and we've got a bit of a blizzard going. That's fantastic. Which brings me to my next point that I was going to make in regards to shelter.
I think I can use this.
Okay. You can take shelter in vehicles. And you can also find some like relatively useful stuff in here.
I can carry much more.
Oh, you're fine. Stop whining. Oh, you're fine. I'll eat you. Nom 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 nom. Shut the fuck up. Actually, I'll drink some of you because that will help lighten the load. Not by much, but enough. You can shelter in vehicles. Obviously, you can shelter in buildings, but again, depending upon like RNGesus and the gods, sometimes buildings will not be there. Like this is not always burnt down, and you know, this home is not always burnt down. Honestly, it kind of depends upon how the map decides to load. So, I have had instances where all of these houses have been intact. I have also had instances where most of these houses have been destroyed. And anything useful in you? No. Okay. As we saw earlier, I have had some pretty fantastic luck with what I have found. Your work boots, so you're useless. I don't exactly want you.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
I'll leave it. I'll leave that too, because it's extra food. Oh, yes. A can opener. I need one of those.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
I'm mostly looking for, like, additional clothing resources, supplies, extra ammunition, a second can opener. That'll be nice.
Is it food or...
Because a lot of this stuff is all things that I will definitively wind up making use of quite a lot. I kind of wish I wasn't having to
I could use this.
burn my lantern fuel right now, but needs must, and I need to see, so I must turn on my lantern. Okay, I can make use of you. I can harvest you. At this point, like, I'm pretty content with the clothing that I have. So a lot of the extra stuff that I have found and am currently finding
This anymore.
is all going to be used for the express purpose of repair. Like, I'm going to harvest a lot of my extra clothing items so that I can have cloth, so I can make repairs. And okay, I can turn you into leather, turn you into cloth. Hey, look, another hunting knife. I will go and stick back with the rest of my stuff. A flare. What are you? Oh, another parka. Cool. Another sewing kit. There's nothing in you. Okay, so yeah, you're basically like... It's kind of been joked about that this game is essentially, you know, Canadian Home Invasion Simulator. Which, on the one hand, it kind of is. On the other hand, like, if you were finding yourself in the sort of semi-apocalyptic conditions that this game is set in, you would honestly be doing the exact same thing, and you would probably have no qualms whatsoever about raiding somebody's house. Especially if it got you all of the necessary supplies and such, or most of the necessary supplies and such, that you needed in order to not die.
I wonder if this is any good to eat.
Now, what you don't see me doing is, as I'm sure you see, as I'm hovering over all of these things, like the table, the shelf, so on and so forth, items that are just kind of like everyday normal items, you see that their name icon is popping up.
I can still eat this.
Well, what that means is, if I have the right equipment, I can harvest it. So, like with the tables and chairs, here, I'll just click on it. I'd get 3 reclaimed wood and 2 cloth, and I need my hatchet. I'm not harvesting any of that right now at the moment because I don't
That'll come in handy.
have the space for it. Like, I am almost 4 kilos overweight. Ooh, a thin wool sweater. I need one of those. I'm almost 4 kilos overweight on what I am carrying. Okay, your clothing, so I'll make use of you. Your sport vest. Your soda. I can't see anything. Nothing in there. Bloody god rays.
Here.
Like, everything that I'm harvesting right now is going to serve a purpose when I get back to a second thin sweater. That's always a good thing. It's going to serve the purpose when I get back to my base camp of being broken down and harvested for materials for repair. I'm also going to be offloading a lot of stuff that I don't need, so I can free up some space. And so I can come out here and I can actually harvest some more stuff. Like, I can get some more wood, I can get some more cloth. I can do a few other necessary things. there's plenty around here for me to harvest and plenty of resources for me to utilize. I'm just not yet, actually. Box rifle. Okay, that's all it says.
Could end up being useful.
Another can opener. Alright, so I'm not really going after food items right now. I'm just looking for clothing items. And I may actually relocate to... Well, no, I'm not going to relocate to this house.
I think I can use this.
Because I don't think I will. I don't know, I might. Like, that's kind of the thing about this game, is you definitively want to have a set, safe area to, at the end of the day, call home. This house would actually fit the bill, provided I broke a few things down and freed up some space in it, because, let's see how much you can hold. 20 kilos. Each drawer can hold 5. That can hold 40. You can hold 20. I have some shelves that I won't break down. Yeah, I may actually relocate over here. Because how much does each one of these cabinets hold? You all hold 15, so. And then I got a fridge and freezer.
Can't have too much water.
No, you really can't. You hold 40, and I think you hold 20? 20. So, and you hold 40. Alright, so I very much have quite the option of kind of relocating over here and
Thank goodness.
making much better use of everything here, because I have a fireplace, I have a bed, and I have lots of storage, and that's really kind of what I need. Is I need a fireplace, I need a bed, and I need some place to store all of my crap. So, that being said, let's see what sort of food I have right now. I am just going to offload I'm going to offload pretty much all of my food. Except for my water. No. Open this cabinet. And I am going to get rid of... I'm not wearing you. Don't know why I'm not wearing you. But that's a mistake. Oh, because I'm wearing the mittens, that's why. Okay. There we go. That's better. You're the one in terrible condition. You're not. Okay. Now, I am still running very heavy, so I am still going to offload a few things like revolver, my revolver, transfer all, revolver, my revolver ammo, that'll be better. Where's my storm? There's my storm lantern. Actions. Let's try repairing that storm lantern. Cool. That helps. That also helps because now I have sort of moved a few things around and transferred weight, so I'm not holding on to too much of it too terribly close to the vest here. Okay, I'm still fatiguing quickly. You, I am going to turn into like my kitchen implement storage. Are you tools? Alright. You'll go in there. I'll stick my sewing kits in here too. I know the way that I'm doing things is kind of strange. It makes sense in my head, the how and why of what I am doing, which is all it really needs to. Because as long as it makes sense to me and as long as I can somewhat explain it to you guys reasonably intelligently, then that's the really important thing. However, relocating from the gas station into that house is actually better.
Excellent.
Because I can collect everything that I have in here.
I could use this.
You need to be repaired. You're empty. Okay. What's in you? Take all, because you're food. You're empty. Drugs. Drugs, good.
I wouldn't use this anymore.
That'll be useful. I'm gonna harvest you because you're crap. I'll take you. Yes, I know. Sprain risk. T. What's in you? Stuff.
Too heavy.
Stuff. Yeah, no, I just offloaded all of this stuff, and now I'm coming back and getting it again. Coffee. But, again, it's all supplies I need, and I'm trying to establish myself in a base, or at least in a centralized base location. So at the moment, this is just going to be like a whole lot of me running around and relocating things, which may get boring, but at the same time, I might also decide to just kind of like offload everything and go slip off someplace and go raid somebody's house for stuff. What's in here? Oh yeah, you are food. So, transfer all, transfer all, transfer all, transfer all, transfer all, go away. Gotta make you basically into the tools. Where did I put the hunting knives? Oh, that's right, you're down here. I think? Yes. Sometimes it's very difficult to remember where I store all of my stuff because at the moment I currently have an awful lot of stuff. Which again is not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time it's also kind of confusing trying to keep track of everything and remember where I've put it all. Alright, so let's take care of a couple, three things here. You are going to get harvested. I'm going to spend some time harvesting materials just so I can then turn around and repair stuff that I need to repair. Which I've actually got a lot of things that I do need to consider repairing. Because I'd like to have all of my equipment up towards reasonably decent status. Sorry, I'm paying attention to everything else and kind of got a tiny bit confused on what I wanted to say. Oh, you're going to take a long time, so... Why does everything have to take so long to harvest? Repair. Please, repair.
Looks like something is sapping my energy.
Yeah, it's called you've been awake for a while, homie. You're tired. Ooh. 30 minutes to repair. Okay. What do I... in here? It might be in here. They're not in here. in here. Where'd they go? Alright, let's repair these. Damn it. Oh, look at that. Those on. And now I'm actually not doing terrible. I'm doing significantly better than I had. Because as I was saying, I've gotten some fairly particularly horrible rolls with RNGesus on items. Like I've gotten some stuff where gods could not have been any crueler. Oh, I don't necessarily need to get a fire going right now, but I could. What I do need to do, however, let's see. What I can do with all of that. I woke up fully rested. Okay, it's still dark out, so I'll waste some time breaking down some of my bigger things into cloth, because that will help. Now, breaking these items down gives me valuable resources to make repairs. God damn it. Cool. Now, successful repairs increase your skill. Failed repairs do not, and you lose the resource. Now, I know I've mentioned that before, but it is incredibly frustrating when you are trying to repair something that is basically on the verge of being classified as destroyed, and your repair roll fails, and you lose out on whatever resource, and it was your last one. Like that is probably amongst one of the biggest annoyances ever. Is when everything breaks and you can't do anything about it. Did I put you in here. Okay, I'm going to take you back. Then I am actually going to harvest you. Almost, cool. Oh, I am really thirsty. I should fix that. I'm also relatively hungry. I will fix that shortly.
That'll come in handy.
Now, recycled cans. Recycled cans are how you cook food. Now, you saw me pick up a recycled can, and I already have a recycled can in my inventory. That means that I can cook 2 food items, or I can cook a food item and I can boil water, depending upon the amount of cook slots I have available to me. Now, each cooking surface will vary in the amount of cooking slots available. Moldy.
You can always use more food.
Dog food. I do not want dog food. Dog food is heresy. No. What's in you? Okay. And then you. Something else to break down.
Stuff will come in handy.
Ah, a stem. That will be useful when I need it. Nom 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 nom. Some tools. Something to light on fire. Oh, hey, look, and the other sewing kit. Nothing. 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 Am I going to go 4 for 4? 4 for 4. Nothing. 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 Okay. Alright, how much stuff do I have? Oh, almost 5 kilos over. Okay, let's drop some stuff off. So I could have sworn that I picked up thought I picked up another sewing kit. It turns out I just didn't remember where I stuck it.
Turned out
Good.
pretty well.
Steak. Alright, I will just add that last piece of cedar firewood. Still 3 kilos over. That's right. I know what I was going to do. It's not much, but every little bit that I can get rid of definitively helps. So will this.
Ended up being useful.
Now, time goes very differently in this. It's not actually real time. I forget what the multiplication factor on it is, but it's significantly faster than this. Coffee. But yeah, like in this game, time goes significantly faster, as I'm sure you saw, like, just things go really, really quick, and everything gets just chewed through. Okay, so I'm going to put my two good cans are going to go over here. Oh, it sounds really kind of weird that I'm talking about my two good cans.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
Well, we'll find out. I have not searched you? No, I haven't searched any of these. You're empty, you're empty. I am amused by the Hinterland coffee cup. Okay. Now, I'm not burning these yet, because these will help my skills. I will show you how. By reading these books, and I'll just research this entire book like right now, which apparently is exhausting. It helps increase my skill level. As you can see here, like these are revolver firearm, and then rifle firearm. And archery. Like, they've added a lot of really nice, nifty stuff. And like just some of the little things that you learn how to do, like increasing your carcass harvesting, your cooking, fire starting, ice fishing, archery, firearms, mending, so on and so forth. Like, you can find some really like you can even make yourself little to-do lists, like, you know. And then you can see your location stats. Like, all of these cleared out. think during my last update, but I don't remember. We're on day 3. And, oh, it is bedtime. Bed. Oh, my fire burned out.
Drink almost anything about now.
I wouldn't say that. 'Cause if I could make you drink urine, I might. Charcoal in this game is used for map making. You use the charcoal that you harvest basically to kind of make maps of the surrounding area, which is simultaneously useful, but at the same time not, because you don't get very, the maps aren't necessarily incredibly detailed, so like you can give yourself a kind of general idea of where you are. Oh. Well, we've got some snow activity going on. And it's actually cold enough that it is really very solidly dropping my temperature. And that's another dynamic I wanted to talk about. In my last live stream, you noticed that I kind of sat there and went, oh shit, it's snowing, and this is why. Your clothing will get wet. And the wetter it gets, the more you have to worry about your clothing actually, like, freezing. Now, each of these have various stats on how much protection against wetness they give you. You want things with fairly high wetness protection because, they will repel water more efficiently and they won't get damp nearly as quickly. But snow will make stuff wet. And if it gets to 100% wetness and, it is basically saturated all the way through, it loses a lot of its warmth value, unless it's wool. At which point, you now then have to worry about, whether or not the item is going to freeze. Now, if an item freezes, it provides you essentially no protection at all whatsoever, which is really kind of a bad thing. And you now have to place the item near a fireplace in order basically to thaw it out and to kind of return it to operational status. Pellets. Hour and a half. Oh god, that's really cold. Yeah, as you see, that all took an hour and a half, and stuff is incredibly wet now, which is bad. And my temperature is way down, which is also bad. So I'm going to go retreat back into my house. Which is going to help me warm back up. And I'm going to start a fire. Now, I don't exactly want to use one of my accelerants. Accelerants are very difficult to come by, unless you know where to grab a whole bunch of them at. However, I need the warmth. I need the warmth, and I need my clothing to dry out. Because if my clothing doesn't dry out, well, as I mentioned before, bad things happen when your clothing freezes. So now you'll see like the wetness percentages on these things start going down the longer I stay in a dry environment. And actually, the longer I stand near a fire, the faster everything will dry. Like you can already see, things are starting to dry out because I'm near the fire and the fire is very warm. 6 hours. That'll be enough. What do I have for food currently on me? I have jerky and I have tea. Okay. I will eat that pork and beans. I will eat my magic fart fuel. Fortunately, this does not expose you to, running the risk of flatulence, which, while would be funny, is a juvenile thing to put into a game. At least particularly a survival game. Although on the one hand I could understand having it in the game, because flatulence and farting could give away your position and draw predators to you, and they could come and bite you in the ass. Which might be funny if you got attacked by a predator because you let out an ill-timed fart. Now what I really need to do is I really need to go invade some of the rest of these houses and see if I can't find a cooking pot, because that would seriously help make my life significantly easier. Nom, 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 nom. Materials. Okay. Yeah, I'm converting these things over into tinder plugs because you can never have too much tinder plugs, and you can never, ever not have enough ability to start a fire. These are new. All these I knew about. And all of that I knew about, but like this is all new. Oh. I got a new follower. Thank you, new follower. Oh yeah, I was gonna drop some of that shit off. I will go put that. Where's my medicine cabinet? I don't have a medicine cabinet in here. Oh well. Oh, that's obnoxious. You've become the new medicine cabinet. I decree it thus. Actually, no, I want to put the undamaged drugs and everything away first. I want to use up the stuff that's lower down in condition before I use any of the rest of that. Because using up the new stuff and letting the old stuff just kind of sit there and molder and rot is not necessarily the best idea. You don't want to do that. That leads to bad things. What do I have here for fire starting stuff? I've got a lot of tinder plugs. I also have a lot of matches. I probably don't need to be carrying around 77 matches. Honestly, I think... Well, 77 cardboard matches and like 36 wood matches, but... So I think I'll put these away. I'll put my fire striker away too, because I don't want to use that because I don't know when I'm going to find another one. So, what else do I have here? Oh, is it going to do anything with you? I don't remember. Okay, that's fine. That'll be in my medicine cabinet for the moment. Okay, so what do I have? What? Buffett. Oh! Okay. Oh, that's right. With the well-fed perk, as long as I maintain my food and drink ratio, like as long as I am continuing to eat and drink normally, or at least as normally as I possibly can eat and drink, given the availability of resources, I gain a little bonus, as you saw. The well-fed perk here, which is I've managed to prevent starvation for 72 consecutive hours. You're full of energy, and I can carry more gear, which is great, because I was wondering why am I suddenly capable of carrying 35 kilos. I thought my maximum was only 30. Which it normally is, but yay for perks. Oh yeah, you? You're empty, and you suck. You're empty. I didn't do a very good job of cleaning the... Oh, I remember why I didn't. Because I was planning on coming back here and raiding all of this crap later, so I could harvest it for stuff. Screw your leather shoes.
Hope I can still eat this.
I'll take those. Nothing. I'll definitely take those. Lantern fuel is always useful.
Thank goodness.
What do we got? Okay. I don't remember which house I was in. That, is this one over here? It might have been this one. It had some food already stored in the fridge and freezer. Oh yeah, it was you. Cool. I have not experienced an aurora in this playthrough yet. I'm kind of hoping I will, actually. It's really, really fun to see. It's really interesting. Food. You go in there, and I'm going to cook the rabbit. Now, I don't really quite understand how cooking food in this game converts it from, gamey or moldy or whatever into fresh. I'm not going to question that wisdom. I'm not even going to question the logic.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
I'm just going to acknowledge the fact that it occurs, and I'm going to move on with my life. But it does, and I don't get it. I don't quite like it. Like, it's weird, and it confuses me.
Use this.
I could use you. And you can get out of my way. Okay, well, now that I have that going, how much daylight do I have? Plenty. Okay, I am actually going to call it a night here for this stream. I have made a great deal of progress, at least with this sandbox playthrough. I've got myself set up into something resembling a decent home base, which I'm quite happy about. So let's just make sure that everything saves through. Everything has saved through. Fantastic. So we're just going to do that. Okay, and that is actually going to be all for tonight's stream. I will probably be back with some more Long Dark here within the next day or two. I will probably be switching back and forth between streaming The Long Dark and letting people see how long I can survive. Because at this point, there's like, at least in sandbox mode, there's no real definitive set end game on it. It's how long can you survive before you die, because death is an inevitability. But I will be bouncing back and forth between this game and Warframe, because they've made a lot of new changes to Warframe, and I kind of wish to go and explore them. So do keep tuning back in and seeing what I'm doing for the day. And until next time, thank you very much for tuning in. This is Ronin Tenno wishing everybody a good rest of their night, and I'll see you next time.